What's up, my Mind Your Money business folks? It's me yet again with another video on today's stock market news. And as always, hopefully you're in the market and not trying to time the market, because that is simply impossible to do. So hopefully you guys are investing into the stock market. If not the stock market, hopefully you're investing into yourself, real estate, something that appreciates over time, because you can appreciate if you invest into yourselves properly by learning something different, dedicating more times towards something that can help other people. So let's get into the news. The stock market is still open for another couple of hours. And it says here, the S&P 500, the Dow, the NASDAQ turn higher as Nvidia surges on OpenAI deal. So what's going on? Let's see what's going on. Did I make money in my sleep with my investments? Let's see. It says U.S. stocks turned higher on Monday as Wall Street kept up a record-setting streak on the back of big tech mega caps. The Dow Jones Industrial Average nudged up 0.1%. Not bad. The S&P 500 rose about 0.4%. Not bad. And the tech-heavy NASDAQ led the way, rising 0.6%. That's pretty good. All three major averages were on track for their third consecutive days of fresh records as investors welcomes the Fed's return to easing. Nvidia stock surged back near an all-time high as the company announced it would invest up to 100 billion in OpenAI in the coming years. That's a lot of money. Oracle shares also jumped amid the news, alongside the White House confirming it would be part of a consortium of investors that will control TikTok's U.S. operations. Okay. Meanwhile, Tesla was poised to close the day at a 2025 high as investors looked ahead to the company's self-driving future and new products. Wow. Oh, Bitcoin and other crypto tokens sank as traders liquidated over 1.5 billion in bullish wagers. Wow. That's a lot of money. Either way, so markets are waiting for Friday's fresh reading on the Fed's preferred inflation gauge, the personal consumption expenditures price index, to test those wagers. A weak print is likely to lift the odds of another quarter point cut in October. Wall Street expects PCE in September to show price pressures are persisting but remain tame enough to keep the Fed on track. So meanwhile, investors will listen out for any other hints from a packed schedule of Fed speakers in the coming days, including Chair Jerome Powell and President Trump-backed Stephen Miron. The newly installed Fed governor said Monday that he believes the interest rate should be roughly 2% point lower. Powell is set to speak on Tuesday. Markets were also watching for any fallout from Trump's latest immigration crackdown. On Friday, his administration said U.S. companies will face a $100,000 fee for H-1B work visa, prompting the likes of Microsoft, Goldman Sachs to send urgent emails, warnings to employees. Yeah, Microsoft. Has anyone ever called that 1-800 number from Microsoft? Interesting, is what I will say. Wow. So, and that's pretty much it, people. It's good to keep up with the news. That's why I like going over it. It's just I'm recording myself as I do it. It keeps me knowledgeable on what's happening in the market, why prices are going down or up, why certain stocks are being affected what's to come, what's expected. It's good. It's good information to know, right? It's good to invest, people. It's good to invest. So let's see what happened in the market because it just closed. Is this right? Hold on. I'll come back to you later. 'Cause I don't know. So SPLG, it looks like it went up 37%. Hold on. I want to do something. I remember when the S&P 500 was barely moving at the beginning of the year, percentage-wise, and it has gone up significantly. So year to date, the returns on the S&P 500, at least my SPLG ETF, has gone up 14.29%, and that's great. Again, I have made a profit on my investment of 14.29%. And that's me still dollar cost averaging, buying stocks each month. Except I didn't buy any last month because I made a big. Anyway, I made 14% return on my investment within this ETF, which gained 37 cents today, closing out at $78.67. You will not get 14% on your savings account. You will not get a 14% return on your money market account. But I got a 14% return year to date so far. It could go up, could go down because the year's not out. But I got that from this investment. That's why it's important to do your research and invest. S&P 500, again, tracks the largest 500 companies in the United States, right? And someone else manages the ETF. I don't have to go in to try to pick the right stock. Is being picked for me, and I pay a small fee, and boom. What else? FTEC, my information technology ETF, so far year to date has brought back a 19.5% return year to date. That's all I can say. Today it gained $3.63, closing out at $223.88. Nice. Tesla today gained $8.14. Wow, Tesla's really doing well. Closing out at $434.21. Okay, Tesla, not mad at you. Palantir looks to have lost $3.03. They lost $3.06 today, closing out at $179.33. Broadcom lost $5.56 today, closing out at $338.79. Now, although these companies have taken losses, within my portfolio, I'm actually in the positive. These are just losses for today. But year to date, I have made a nice gain on these individual stocks, but majority of my money is in my ETFs and Nvidia. So yeah, that's one way to think about it. Let's see, what did Nvidia do today? Nvidia gained $7.01 today, closing out at $183.61. And I want to say, because it's like the biggest gainer in my portfolio, I have gained about 50 or 60% year to date on this single stock. Again, my portfolio is diversified. I don't invest all my money into any individual stocks, but I do have a big portion in Nvidia. But I have plans. But yeah, so that's it for the stock market. And as always, hopefully you guys are out of debt. You're not in debt, because debt hinders you and it limits you. It limits your ability to invest into yourselves or into the stock market, these paper assets that are appreciating over time. As I mentioned about my ETFs, how my S&P 500 ETF has gained over 14%, and my information technology ETF has gained over 19% year to date. And again, I always say this, but over the last 100 years, the S&P 500 has brought back at least over 10%. It's never too late. Just remember that. It's never too late to start investing. It's better late than never. So get out of debt. And the only way that you can get out of debt is via a plan. And that plan is called simply a budget. So you can start telling your money where to go and stop trying to figure out where it all went before the end of the month. You start adding up the amount of money that you have coming in each month after taxes. And then you put on the other side of that piece of paper, spreadsheet, how much money you have going out. What are those bills? And then subtract it from the money that you have coming in. If you have more money going out than you do have coming in, that's a problem. You may need to find another job. You need to start seeking promotions. But also you start limiting your expenses. Some of those subscriptions you can let go of. Some of those luxuries like buying coffee from Starbucks, eating out can stop. Shopping can stop. So you can limit the amount of money that you have going out and keep more of your money that you can utilize to invest into yourself and your future, right? So yeah, so invest, people. If you need help investing, hit me up. You know, I paid off a lot of money and I'm debt free, and I would love for that to be your situation as well. But you have to be disciplined. You have to create a plan, budget in order to make it happen, and you have to be dedicated. So I'm going to end this video. So like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Let me know what you think. If you think anything at all. And again, everything that I express in these videos are just my opinion as far as what you should do. But please consult with a financial advisor if you need help with investing any of your money. If you're unsure of how to do it yourself, and hopefully you are investing, 15% of your income into your retirement. All right, so you guys take care. Have a blessed day. Peace.